our previous lesson, I think we did summarize our adjustments, and I think so far we are okay with the adjustments. Any concerns when it comes to the adjustments? Remember, for this question that we are busy with, the requirement was not to open the GJ, which is General Journal. The requirement is only to open the Statement of Comprehensive Income, the Statement of Financial Position, together with the notes to these financial statements. So we just had to go through the General Journal because, yes, sometimes they can ask you to compile a General Journal. So for now, I just want to use this exercise to cover all the aspects in this topic. Are we together so far? Any question? Okay, now today I want us to go through the statements themselves. Again, if you can check our requirements, the requirement here, the first one was the Statement of Comprehensive Income. Remember, sometimes they can call this Statement of Profit or Loss and Other Comprehensive Income. Don't be confused. Formerly known as statement, the income statement. Income statement and the profit and loss is the same thing. And sometimes they can call it Statement of Financial Performance. I'm just saying. So this will mean one and the same thing. So I just want to start with another statement, which is the Statement of Changes in Equity. As you can see from the requirements there, Statement of Changes in Equity is not one of the requirements. But yes, I want to show you the Statement of Changes in Equity. So my first requirement, or if you are on that question now, please just add as the first requirement on page 246, just add the Statement of Changes in Equity because I'm about to show you that particular statement. Okay. So now I'm going to switch over just to show you how does the statement look like. As you can see here, the Statement of Changes in Equity only has two columns. The first column, as you can see here, this column is for details. In other words, whatever detail we're going to put here is going to be under this column. And this column obviously is going to be for the rent amount. So in other words, if the capital amount is 5,000, we're going to record under this. Okay. So I just want us for now to start with the Statement of Changes in Equity so that you can know how does it look like. Are you together once again with me? Now, firstly, we need to know what does the Statement of Changes in Equity consist of. Okay, but in a nutshell, for me to be able to understand this statement, this is just a movement around capital. For example, if you started a capital with a capital of 5,000, it doesn't mean that you'll end up with a capital of 5,000. You will end up maybe sometimes with less capital or more capital, depending on the movements during the year. So before we can just plot those figures here, I just want us to record the details which we expect. That will help us to go and trace the required information in this statement. Now, allow me to write these details. Firstly, I just want us to maybe to write here so that we can have control on top here. I just want us to just write what? Capital. So this will guide us that it's okay. Here we're just talking about what? The movement around capital. Okay, so it means we're going to check, firstly, we are going to check the balance at the beginning. That's the first thing we need to, the beginning of the year. So meaning, you remember for this question of ours, we ended our period on the 30th of April 2009, meaning we commenced this period on the 1st of May 2008. So what we need to do, we need to go back to the list of balances. Remember, the list of balances are on 244. Please go to 244. If you can go to 244, page 244, you will find a capital amount, and next to that capital, they wrote 1st of May 2008. So that is the balance that I'm referring to. That balance will be how much? And then I'll just write it here. You will see the amount is 915.50. And let's see if I wrote the right thing. 915.50. So this is the amount that I'm referring to. Can you all trace that? Okay. I hope I can. I think I can continue now. And then thereafter, we need to check if during the period we have any additional contribution. So this additional contribution, guys, can only be found from the adjustment because this is just a movement during the period. So if we check here, just go and check the adjustments as from page 245. Check for me from the adjustment number 1 to adjustment number 13. Is there anywhere where they said we increased capital or we contributed additional capital? I'll wait for a moment. Please go and check. If you don't find it, let me know. If you find it, still let me know. I'll wait a bit. No. In other words, meaning at the moment we don't have anything. But in future, they will tell you that you have additional capital contribution. So in other words, you're gonna go and put that amount there. Okay. Now we need to check. Remember when we did our statement of profit and loss last week, we did make a profit, if I remember very well. Please, if you can be able to tell me about that profit, I will be happy. Please, we need to add that profit that we made. Please, we call it the total comprehensive income for the year, but we can call it what? Net profit for the year. Please help me with that figure if you still have it. If you don't have it, we can just estimate. It doesn't matter. We can just estimate the figure that we don't have it. I think no problem. But can we just estimate the figure because I don't exactly remember how much was that. Obviously, it means you have to go back to this video. But can we just estimate? Will you just understand? I'll just estimate the figure for now. Okay. Let's just say we made a profit of 800,000. We'll just put 800,000 here. Okay, so meaning we made a profit. So if we made a loss, we would put this amount in brackets. But again, I'll put less net loss for the year. But we always add profit. So if you can check your assignment, guys, your assignment, I think they gave you this net profit for the year. So the reason why they gave you the net profit for the year is because they did not ask you to prepare the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. So for you to do this statement, that's why they had to give you the net profit for the year. Are you with me? Thank you very much. Now, the next thing that we do, we need to check if we have got any, thank you very much, any drawings from our list of balances. Can you please go and check if you've got any drawings from our list of balances? On page 244, can you see our drawings of 4,575? Yes, thank you very much. But before we can put these drawings, we need to check if from the adjustments or additional information, we have got any additional drawings which took place during the period. I think I remember we did have an adjustment about the drawings, and not to waste time, yes, of 450. Yes, that 450 comes from number, if I check, and let me quickly check, 11. Number 11, I remember it was given as a selling price. We had to convert it to what? To the cost. So I'm going to put this balance of 4, 5, let me just do this, 4575.75 but we need to add that 450 that we had. I hope everyone is on the same page. Okay, how much is the total for the two if you add them together? Thank you very much for that. Let me quickly put it here, and then I'm gonna put it here as 525. You cannot forget lessons. Okay, drawings will always be deducted, so make sure that you don't forget the additional information. Now, after doing this, is then that we can find the balance at the end of the financial year or current year. Let's say end of the year. Let me just write the end of the year. So meaning you just have to take your calculator, you add all the figures you see there, but remember you need to make sure that you also less the drawings. Please find the total for us. $915,150 plus 800,000 plus 5025.75. I'm going to grab my calculator. Wait a second. Okay, thank you. Let me just 1710.25. Okay, let me just write it here quickly. 1710.124.25. Never mind that one, I just made a mistake. But this is how we deal with it, guys. This is called the statement of comprehensive income. So this, and not comprehensive of changes in equity. But remember, you will need to have this profit from the statement of profit and loss. Otherwise, they need to give you this because you will need this profit or loss. Can I say that everyone is okay with this statement? No problem. I think we're only one left here, but it's okay. Let's go to the next. I know. Very, very easy. So let's go to the next statement. The next statement is the statement of profit and loss. Remember, we didn't do this one. So I just want us to go through this statement. Again, it's all about the format. And again, how can you know the format? You need to make sure that you just use that format on the particular basis. Okay. Now, Leandro, if I can ask you a question, what is the first thing we record under the statement of profit and loss? Yes, the first thing we record here is going to be revenue. But remember, revenue, before we can put revenue here, we need to find the items which makes the revenue. If I may ask, what are those items which I need to look for me to be able to adjust? Yes, we need sales. Let's go and trace sales for now. Sorry about that. I think this, yeah. So let's find the sales, please. Let me just erase this one and start again, because this one is revenue. And then, yes, let's start with the revenue. Cost of sales will come thereafter. Let's focus on the revenue. We need the revenue. Let's go and trace sales, as you said. Our sales, if you can look at page. On page 245, sales of one. This thing today, I don't know what's it. Okay, just this is. Thank you, thank you. Let me just do this. Okay, yes, revenue is 1688,543.27. And again, you need to less sales returns. You said sales returns is 74,401.70. Okay. Then, before we can close the brackets, you must also check the following. If from the adjustments you had any adjustment of settlement discount granted, we need to put this adjustment here in this formula. Okay, it means we either add that adjustment or we less that adjustment. So I'm not sure if we have had anything for settlement discount granted. Let's go to the adjustments. I only see the allowances for credit losses, but we don't have the allowances for settlement discount granted. But let's say, for example, we had an allowances for settlement discount granted, and from the adjustments, they asked you to adjust it. It will depend. If you have to increase it, that increase that you're going to adjust with must be deducted here from what? From the revenue. But if you had to decrease it, that adjustment will be added here. It's the same technique we used for the allowances for credit losses. Remember, the increase is unfavorable, it becomes an expense. But decrease is favorable, it becomes an income. So unfortunately here, we don't have any allowances for settlement discount granted adjustment. I think, any question about it? Did you get me? So please remember, you need to look for that. You must look for sales, you less sales returns. Okay. We need sales. We need sales returns is what we have here. But I'm saying, let's say, for example, we have a settlement discount, let's say allowances for settlement discount granted of 500. Let me just try to write it somewhere here, just to show you. I don't know if you can see here. I'm going to put it. Let me just. Yes, let me put it here. Let's say that we have got the allowances for settlement discount. I'm just doing this. Let's say, for example, the allowance was 600. Okay, but they say you must adjust it. The new allowance, the new one, they say is how much is 500. You see, it will mean that you need to adjust this 600 to 500. With how much must you adjust? You will adjust with the difference, which is what? 100 rand. So this 100 rand will be an income to us because you had to decrease the allowance that you made to 500. It's like you're getting that 500, that 100 rand back to the business. So this will be an income. This 100 rand was supposed to be added to the revenue. But if it was the other way around, it means, for example, let's say the old one was 500 and the new one must be 600. Still, you will have to adjust with 100. But because you have to increase it, that adjustment will be deducted from the revenue. Is it clear now? Okay, thank you very much for that. So now, how much is the amount of revenue when you take this revenue less sales returns? Okay, just hold for a second. I'm going to find my calculator. Thank you very much. The amount is going to be, okay, let me put it here. I must put it in this column. This is how we must find our revenue amount. Please don't forget this formula. Let me repeat for the last time. Sales less sales returns, add or less allowances for settlement, discount, granted, adjustment. Okay. Okay, I think I can move on now. Any question? No problem. Okay, now we go and less cost of sales. Okay. Now we need to find cost of sales. But remember, if you are using perpetual, they will give you this cost of sales amount. But if you can check in our case here, they did not give us cost of sales. They gave us items which are going to be used to calculate the cost of sales. So it means we are using the periodic system. So we are forced or compelled to find cost of sales because they didn't give you a cost of sales. But we need to know our formula. If you remember from accounting 1A, they used to ask you cost of sales by under what periodic system. So this is what we need. We need the opening inventory, trading inventory. So the opening trading inventory can be found from the list of balances. So if you can go to page 2.4, there is inventory of 2516. Even though they did not write anything next week, like the 1st of May, we need to say that is the balance at the beginning because this is under period. Because the one at the end is on page 2.6. So we must just assume that that amount is at the beginning. But we must use this column, which is this column just for calculations. I'm going to put the amount quickly for you guys. If you can find it, let me know so that we can trace it. 25166.63. Please let me know if you cannot find this balance. Is everyone on the same track? Can you all find the opening trading inventory? Okay, and then now we need to follow the formula from our past experience. Remember, thereafter we need, remember we're trying to calculate cost of sales here. We need to add net purchases. And again, for net purchases, we have to show the calculation. We need the following. We must go and find purchases first. Let's go find purchases. Go to and you can find purchases. Remember, if you can look at N3, our purchases are 76754. Can you hear me now? I'm not sure. I think maybe it's the network because I think it has been disconnecting. I think better now. Okay. Let me just try to put this one. I said 76744.52. Yeah, I can see you are going on and off today. Sorry about that, but sorry. But yeah, like no problem. For now, let's just continue if you can hear me now. Hopefully, guys, you can find this amount of 767 is the purchases. And then we need to go and find purchase returns. If you can look there under the purchases, we have got purchase returns of 114. So 114, we need to minus it. 942. 0.84. Let me know if you can trace that, guys. Okay. So remember, you need to find your purchases and you need to less what? Your purchases returns. Is everyone okay so far? Please use the calculator. Let's try to find the amount. Thank you. And we're going to put it here as 62601.68. This is our net purchases. Remember, you had to add. You need to add these net purchases. You need to add them. Okay. Let me just put add here. Okay, you need to add the net purchases. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, after that, we need to add any related cost to purchases. By related cost, I'm referring to things, any related cost, any railage inwards. Sometimes they can call it transport on purchases. Sometimes you can have custom duties, storage on purchases, any cost we incurred which is related to purchases. So if we go and check on page 245, let's try to find those related costs to purchases. I think we have railage inwards. Yeah, that railage inwards is the same as the railage on purchases or transport on purchases. But again, before we put the railage here, we need to make sure that we check the adjustments. If we check the adjustment, do you have any adjustment about the railage? Let's go and check. Yes, number 10, if you can check number 10 there, we had a railage which was debited to office refreshments by mistake. So we had to correct it. So it means this amount must affect what? The railage. So firstly, we must find the balance of the railage inwards from the list of balances. That railage inwards, if you can check N15 there, is 12,354.53 cents. Okay. And then we need to add the one that was not dated to the account. Didn't we have? We need to add 1, 2. Was it what? Is it 1, 2? Sorry, maybe I made a mistake. Railage. My railage inwards is what? Okay, 1, 2. I don't know why. Okay, it's thank you very much for that. It's 1, 2. It's spectacles, yeah. 1, 2, 5, 1, 9.25. And we need to add the amount. I think how much was it from the adjustment? The amount was 1,400. Just go and check that. You will find that. And let's add this together and check how much do we have. Let's see. It's 12519.5 from 0.25 plus 1,400. 1391.9.25. Thank you very much for that. 1391.9.25. Okay. And next time, guys, we can find custom duties. You need to add them like what we did to the railage. If you find the custom duties, insurance on purchases, any cost that is related to purchases must be added here. Okay, but I think this is the only item that is related to purchases. And next time they'll say railage outwards. Please don't use that one, because the railage outwards, it means this is the railage that we incurred by the time when we were transporting goods to the customers. So that one must be under the operating expenses. We only need the railage which we incurred by the time when we were buying stock to be resold. Okay, so that's why we only select railage inwards, not railage outwards. Okay, and then now we need to go and less the closing inventory. The closing trading inventory, we normally find it after doing stock take. We normally find this from the adjustments themselves. If you can go to the adjustments, number 12, we've got the trading inventory on hand of, we just put it as it is. The amount is 23243.80. Is the amount. Let's just put brackets just for control so that we cannot forget that we need to deduct this. Okay, so the last thing that we do for calculating cost of sales, guys, is to less the closing inventory. So now we just have to take the opening plus net purchases plus railage inwards less closing inventory. So the amount that we're going to get is going to be called cost of sales. Please find that cost of sales for me. And I'm going to write it in line with the cost of sales here. Two five 166.63 plus 62,601.68 plus 13919.25 less 23243.8. I got 638,443.76. 638,443.76. Okay, that is what I got. I'm gonna put it here. 638. Please correct me if I'm wrong. 0.3.76. Please verify that cost of sales amount. This is how we calculate cost of sales. Any question? Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Now we can go to find what we call the gross profit. So the gross profit is the difference between the revenue and the cost of sales. So now you take the revenue, your less cost of sales, guys, you can go and put brackets for that cost of sales, that red information here. And then, but now we need to find what we call, I'm going to write it here. We find gross profit. Remember, I said gross profit is the same as, the formula is revenue less cost of sales. Let's do that quickly. And we can find our revenue here, our gross profit here. I'm going to put it here. 975,697.8. Thank you very much for that. Any questions so far? So this is important, no problem. Now we can go and add our other incomes. Remember, it's just all about the format. So the more you use it, you'll understand better. So now I'm going to say, let's add other incomes. So now we're going to deal with those other incomes one by one, and then we put them here. Okay. What I prefer us to do, let's go to the list of balances and find the incomes in this business. Normally the incomes are under nominal account section, but for this trial balance, they just mix everything. But we can check the incomes which we did not use. I recommend that when you are dealing with this kind of information, whatever you have used, you must tick. So far, you should have ticked sales because you used sales, tick sales returns, tick purchases returns. Can you see on page 245? So we have used that. So that can give you a control over your figures. Please, what is the first income you see? Services income is our first income. I'm going to put services income. But before we can put services income, we need to go and check if we've got any adjustment or not. I think we did an adjustment. This is number 7. So they say the services income has not been received for April, meaning this amount is outstanding. And remember, we called this accrued income. So tell me, are we going to add this accrued income to the balance, or are we going to deduct it? For now, for time being, I'm going to put the balance for services income from the list of balances. The services income, which is N5, is given as 102,954.38. The question is, must I add that accrued or less? The accrued is on number 7. Must I add or less it? We need to add. Remember, we add accrued incomes. So that accrued on number 7 is 9,359.49. So remember, we add accrued, we deduct prepaid. So now let's calculate how much will be the amount of revenue here of services income. I'm going to say 102,954.38 plus 9,359.49. I got 112,313. 112,313.87. That is what I found. Yes, I'm gonna put it here under this column because I'm still gonna find other incomes. 112,313.87. You can see that's how we find the services income. So please tick services income because we have finished with that services income. Now let's go back to the list of balances on page 245 and find the next income. The next income, as you can see there, please try, Leanne, before we can continue. Hopefully, Lebalan is back. Yes, I hope so. Please, what is the next income that you see after services income? Yes, it's the interest on fixed deposit, but as you know, we are not allowed to call it as interest on fixed deposit. It must go and join other interest received. So altogether, they are called interest incomes. So we're going to call this interest income, and then we're going to check if we've got more than one interest or not. So yes, we have got the interest on fixed deposit here. Now, before we can record this interest on fixed deposit, let's go to the adjustment and check for any interest on fixed deposit that is due. Meaning, I'm referring to the interest on fixed deposit that is still to be received. Guys, we don't normally have prepaid interests. You won't find this. So you will find the accrued interest. So if I check here, guys, from 1 to 13, I don't see any interest on fixed deposit that is outstanding. But in future, you'll find it, or they will ask you to calculate the outstanding interest. That outstanding interest will be regarded as accrued income. It will be added to the interest that has been given to you from the list of balances. Okay, no problem. We know that we don't have to adjust interest on fixed deposit. But we need to go back to the list of balances and check any other interest which is an income. Okay, if you check on page 245, when we go down there, I don't see any interest that is receivable or it received. So, but the interest which you can find in future are the following. Next time, they can give you interest on savings account, interest on overdue accounts, debtors. Yes, on debtors account. Any interest that's going to be received. So if they give you those interests, you are supposed to add them together here. But N8, let's go and check N8, N8, N8. Yes, we do have it. Yes, N8. Thank you very much. So meaning I have interest on debtors account. Okay, meaning I'm going to take that interest on fixed deposit of how much? Of 10,981.80, and I will add the interest on debtors account. Thank you very much again, which is 7. Let me double check. Yes, 778.78. Those are the two interests which we found. So we need to add them together, and together they are called interest income. Please do not separate them, otherwise you will lose marks. So you must add the interest together. And how much are those interests if you add them together? Let me check here. Thank you very much for that. And then I'm going to put 18760.58. Can you see? That is the total of the interest, guys. And this is the first note that you need to know. This is the note number 1. So note number 1 is always interest income. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to focus on the notes thereafter separately. Okay. But there's a note. They can ask you to compile a note called interest income. Yes, but I still have to show you that. Any questions so far, guys? Can I continue? So you can tick the interest which you have used so far. Remember, we're still looking for the incomes. Let's go to the, what is the next income, please? If the one that you see from the list. The next income. Rent income, I agree. Thank you very much for that. But again, before we can put the rent income here, we need to go and check if there is any adjustment about the rent income. I think we had it before. Let me go and check where the rent is. Let's check before. I don't think, yes, we do have number 8. They say the rent for May has been received already. Remember, our books ended on the 30th of April. So if we received the rent for May, meaning we received the rent in advance, we call that prepaid income or income received in advance. The question is, will we add this adjustment to the balance, or must we less? For time being, I'm going to put the balance of the rent income, which is 69,212.79. Will I less or add this prepaid? The prepaid amount is 5324.06, which is adjustment number 8. Will I add or less? We need to less. Remember, I told you that prepaid amount must be deducted and accrued amount must be added. So I'm going to deduct 5324.06. Please use the calculator. Let's check how much do we have as the rent income? Okay, let me quickly add. Thank you for that. The rent income must be 63888.73. Hopefully, guys, you see what is going on here. And don't worry, rent income doesn't have it's not a note. So far the note is only interest income. Okay, please go and check rent income because we used rent income. Let's go back and check any other income you see there. What other income do you see there from the list of balances? Just to help you, I see credit losses recovered. Can you see that one there? Guys, because if I can move to the next slide, these totals will disappear. I'm gonna just add it here, that next income that we found, the credit losses. I'm gonna put it here, bear with me. I'm gonna put it here. We've got the credit losses recovered. Firstly, we need to check if we've got any additional information, guys. Go and check before we can put the balance. I think we do have a debtor who disappeared, and that debtor decided to come back to us. Go to page 246 and then check number 4. 582.95 has been recovered in cash from a debtor who had been previously written off. So meaning a debtor here disappeared, we wrote him off, but he came back. So this is called credit losses recovered. So we need to reduce this amount. So firstly, we must find the balance of credit losses from the list of balances, which is 6,863.63. Will I add or less the adjustment number 4? Please decide. Okay, I'm gonna add the amount number 4, which is 58. Thank you. 582.95. I'm gonna add that and I'm gonna close my brackets. Let's add them and check how much we get. Which is 6,863.63 plus 582.95. I got 7,446.58. 7,446.58. I'm gonna put it here as 7,446.58. Okay, sorry, I'm just using this because I don't want to go and so that the figures can disappear. I just want to put all the incomes together here so that you can see how do we get them. Okay. Any questions so far? Thank you. It means let's go back to the list of balances and find the next income. Please tick the rent income because we finished the rent income. Tick the credit losses because we found the credit losses. So if let's check from the list of balances if we still have any other incomes or not. I don't think that we still have any other incomes from the list of balances. Yes, we don't have because all the other items are. Yes, thank you very much. But after checking the balances, we must go back to the adjustments. Why do we have to go back? The reason being, sometimes you can find that you have got an income under adjustments, but that income does not have a balance. So after finishing the balances, don't just say, okay, I've completed all the incomes. You must go back to the information and check. Now, from number one, obviously, number one is there is no income there. Number two, there is no income there because obviously a debtor was paying you and you wrote off the remainder. But number three, there's a possibility. I think you remember very well. If you can check number three, they say we must adjust the allowances for credit losses to 786.57. Go back to the list of balances and check the existing allowance. The existing allowance, if you can check here, on page 244, it was 1235. But now they say it must be 786, meaning we have to decrease the old one to become the new one. The fact that you are going to decrease, it means this adjustment qualifies to be other incomes. So I'm going to have under this, under the other incomes, allowances for credit losses adjustments. I'm just going to write adjust because of the space, and I'm going to put that difference. So the balance given us from page 246 is 1235.45, and I have to minus the new one that is being suggested. I'm going to minus the one that has been given to me on page 246, which is number 3. So I'm going to minus 786.57. So if we minus, how much is the adjustment? Please understand why do we have to put it under other incomes? It's because the old one has been reduced. So the reduction is an income to us. So if it was supposed to be increased, that adjustment was supposed to be reflected under the other expenses, which I still have to go through them. Okay, so how much is the difference there? Let's just check. And I remember this 448 very well. Is the one that we dealt with before, 448.88. Please check the calculations. You must always do that. As I said, next time this adjustment can appear under operating expenses. Okay, guys, we're just checking now because we were on number 4. Let's go to number 5. Number 5, no income there. Number 6, no income there. Number 8, we dealt with it. Number 9, no income there. Number 10, no income there. Number 11, no income there. Number 13, no income there. So these are all the incomes we have. Now we must add all the incomes, as you can see here, from services income to the allowances for credit losses adjustment. Please, let's add all the figures together. Please, any questions so far? So we're going to have 112,313, thank you, 0.87. Okay, and then we're going to add 18760.58. We must add 63888.73. We must add 7446.58. We must add 448.88. God, please audit me. I need auditors now to help me. I found 202,858.64. This is what I found. Please, if I'm incorrect, please correct me. And this amount will be the total the other incomes here. I'm gonna come and put it in line with other incomes here. Okay, please correct me if I'm wrong. 202,858.64. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you very much. Sure. Now we have got other incomes. So now we have to add gross profit and other incomes. Guys, I'm going to still write it here at the bottom for you because I don't want to go to the next slide. It's going to disappear. So I'm going to put it here. So if we add the gross profit and the other incomes, we get gross income. Please add them for me. So I'm going to get gross income. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put it here in line with the gross income here. Please let me know how much you found. I'm going to find it from my side just to check if we have got the same figures. We're going to have 975,697.81 plus 202,858.64. I got 1178. 1178,556.45. Let's see if we got the same figure. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm gonna put it here quickly in line with the gross income. Sorry guys, I don't have a ruler. I'm just gonna write it here. Bear with me if they are not in line. I've got 556.45. Okay, so this is the gross income. Any questions so far? So please, this gross income note, yes, know this gross income because when I go to the next slide, it's going to disappear. So when I go to the next slide, I'm going to copy it again so that you can know how do they relate to each other. So because now we are okay, I'm going to switch over to the next slide just to put more information. I'm going to the next slide. That's the continuation here, but I'm going to first write this so that we can have control over this. I'm going to copy the gross income we had from the previous slide, just a continuation, just to have structure, guys. And so I'm going to have gross income, and I'm going to copy this gross income. I'm going to put it here so that we can follow, guys. I think it was 178, 556.45. So I just copied it from this previous page so that we can have control. Okay, guys, the next thing that we need to do, we need to less distribution, admin, and other expenses, guys. But in short, of which you are allowed to say, we can say now we are gonna, okay, let me just do this. Now we're gonna deduct less, in short, operating expenses. Remember, in your book, they call them, you can still do that. You can say distribution, admin, and other expenses, also known as operating expenses. So the way we found our expenses, we're going to use the same way to find our expenses. So the way we find our incomes, we found our incomes. So let's go to the list of balances. Let's go and try to find the first expense that must come in. Just giving you a few seconds to check that. Let's go to page 245. What is the first expense you see we should think I must put here? Telephone and fax. Thank you very much for that. Telephone and fax. Please, let's go and check if we have any adjustment. I think we do have an adjustment. For time being, I'm going to put the balance, which is 32,762.37. I think it is adjustment number 5. The telephone and fax for April, which is our end period, has not been paid. We call this accrued expense. The question is, are we going to add or less? Number 5. Remember, that is accrued. We are going to add because it is our accrued, which is 2978.40. And then let me close brackets. Let's try to check how much is the total. Is 32762.37 plus 2978.40, which is 35740.77. Thank you very much for that. We're gonna put it here, 35740.77. Okay, the same way we found our incomes. Okay, tick telephone. We finished with the telephone. Let's go to the next one. The next one is credit losses. Thank you very much. And again, we need to check the adjustment on the credit losses. I think it is adjustment number 2. We wrote off a debtor there. I remember very well. They say number 2, a debtor who owed 1853.13 has been declared insolvent. The business received 25 cents, same as 25%, in the rent from the insolvent estate. This transaction must still be recorded. We were supposed to write off the remaining amount. So here, out of this 1853.18, we only received 25%. We must write off 75%. So that 75% is the credit losses. For time being, I'm going to find the balance from the list of balances, which is N11. The balance is 11. 164.83. Will I add or will I less the information there, the additional information, which is number 2, 75% of 1853? We're going to add. Thank you very much. What is 75% of 1853? 118. 1. Thank you very much for that. 389.88. And let's add. How much do we get after adding? We have got 12554.71. Thank you very much for that. Please go and check credit losses. Let's go to the next expense. I think the next expense is office refreshments. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Yes. I think we do have the adjustment. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think we've got an adjustment about refreshments, if I remember very well. It was adjustment number 10, where we debited refreshments by mistake. So because we debited, it means we made a mistake, we added. So now obviously we need to deduct. So for time being, I'm going to put the balance of refreshment given to us, which is 32396.31. And as I said, we made a mistake of including the amount here. We must minus that error, which is information number 10. We need to deduct what? 1.4. And how much is it? Let's double check. 32396.31 minus 1,400. I got 30996.31. 30996.31. Any questions so far? Please go and tick our office refreshments and ask a question. Thank you very much. The next one is the next expense. Thank you very much. And again, we need to check if we have any adjustment. I think we do have an adjustment for the cleaning material, which is number 12, meaning I must first put the balance. The balance is 11, 439.38. The question is, must I add or less? Remember, that is the cleaning material on hand. Number 12, must I add or less? Okay, we need to less because it is on hand. We need to less cleaning material of 5948.48. Remember, you need to less it. Why do we have to less it? Because here in the statement, we need the cleaning material we have used. So the difference is what we have used. And how much is the difference? If I may ask. One 439.38 minus 5948.48, 5490.9. Thank you very much for that. 5490.9. Yes, go and tick your cleaning material because we finished with it. Okay, we finished with it. The next expense is going to be obviously stationery. And again, we need to check if we have got that. Thank you very much. We need to check. I think we do have this adjustment again on number 12. We still have on hand. Now let's find the balance first. Let me write the balance for now. 21597.54. Because again it's on hand, we need to deduct. Remember, on hand we deduct. Reason being, we only need the stationery that we've used. So we're going to deduct number 12, which is how much? 11,878.65. It's the adjustment number 11. And then we need to find that amount after minusing. Okay, please let me calculate it, and you must also calculate it from your side, guys. Remember, you need to participate so that we can understand better. Yes, 54 minus 11, 878.65, 9718.89. Thank you very much for that. And 978.89. Yes, you can go and tick your stationery. And let's go and check the next expense. There are too many expenses, as you can see. The next one is railage. I think you ticked this one because we did use this railage inwards by the time when we were calculating the cost of sales. So this railage inwards should have been delivery expense. I agree. Delivery expense. Delivery expense. Any adjustment? Let's go and check, guys. Yes, we do have number 6, meaning I'm expected to have a calculation in brackets. For the time being, I'm going to put the balance and you're going to tell me whether to add or less. For time being, let me put the balance and please think about whether I'm going to add or less. 0.38. I'm going to add because it is accrued, if I'm not mistaken. No, we're going to less. Check number what's that? Number 6. delivery expense for May 2009 has been prepaid. So remember, the prepaid need to be deducted. So you need to less instead because it's not accrued. Are we together? Are we together, guys? Do you understand the reason why we deduct? Or no problem, no problem. Yes. So we need to deduct. Let's deduct. It's okay. I agree. I understand. And then we just have to find the difference for now. 608.38 minus 1892.95. I got 22715.43. Please, I need auditors who can audit my work. Thank you very much, auditor. Much appreciated. 2275.43. I appreciate it together. Okay, let's go and take delivery expenses. And then let's go to the next one. Obviously, the next one is electricity. And again, we must check the adjustment first. Electricity adjustments. I don't see any. Let's see. Yeah, I do. We do have number 9. Number 9, yes. So it's where we got invoice. So meaning this must be added to the electricity. Firstly, I'm gonna put the balance, which is 12354.53. Because we just got the invoice, we must add the outstanding one. Remember the two accounts there were creditors and electricity. We need to add how much? 1,100. Please help me, guys. How much is it? We just have to add them together. Thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. I'm gonna put 9061.81. Thank you very much. Please go and tick electricity because we have finished electricity. The next expense is interest on creditors. Yes, the interest on creditors is an expense, but not operating expense. So this will be a stand-alone item. So it must not be put together with the operating expenses. So we do have what? Rent expense. I agree. Rent expense. Let's go and check the adjustment. Any rent expense information? I don't see any. It's only rent income, which we have used already. So we can just put the amount as it is. We must copy as it is from the list of balances, which is how much? 1979 014 05. Guys, any questions so that I can continue? The next expense, please. Again, I'm not going to go to the next slide. The next expense is wages and salaries. Thank you. I don't think that we've got an adjustment. Let's quickly go and check the adjustment. There is no adjustment. We put an amount as it is. And the amount is 245 717 and 78. Okay, that's how we must do it. Tick wages because we finished wages. The next expense, please. Entertainment. Thank you very much. And again, I don't think that we've got an adjustment. And the amount, thank you very much. The amount is 51 999.74. Entertainment. The next one is, thank you very much for that. Good. There's no adjustment. The amount is, thank you very much for that. Sorry guys, if they're not in line, for 2993.75. Okay. Now, we finished all the list of balances. Again, guys, by finishing the list of balances, it doesn't mean that you don't have any other expenses from the adjustments. So we must go back to the adjustments. We need to make sure that we find the expenses. On page 245, you can see the first adjustment where they say provide for depreciation. So it means depreciation is again one of the expenses. We need to put depreciation here. Depreciation. I remember the last time we did calculate this depreciation. So if you still have the figure, guys, let me know. Otherwise, we need to calculate again. We had how many assets do we have? They say we depreciated the 2 assets. And do you still have the total, the depreciation on vehicles? If you can, guys, let's quickly put the amount. But if you don't have, it means we need to calculate it here again. Okay. Do we have? Oh, it was 6.5. Yes, we did calculate before. Plus, what about the one on the furniture and fittings? How much was the depreciation there? Guys, if you don't remember, you must go to the previous slide where we had to analyze our adjustments. I'm just trying to save time here, but otherwise you can still ask a question. I can show you how to calculate. 68819.28. So we need to no, is it the incorrect one? Remember, it's the one that we calculated before. Okay. Even 6.5, is it accumulated 6.5? Double check. Okay. Is 6.5 the depreciation for the year? Okay. Let me just, okay. Okay, yeah, I remember this 57 is correct. 57808.20. Yes, I think we have to add the 2. When you add the 2, how much is the depreciation for the year? Okay, I just want to charge my phone quickly. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you for the total is 64808.20. 65. Okay. No. Okay. Let me just verify this. So the depreciation that we calculated was 65,000, not 6,500. Let me quickly calculate. Oh no, the asset board, yes. So we did depreciate by 18%. For how many months? November, December, January, February, March, April, for 6 months. So 18% of 65,000. 65.3 times 18%. I think the new one was 58,000. Yes, 5,850, and the old one Okay, so is this 64,308 correct? Because I don't want to erase it, because if I erase, the whole thing will disappear. So I'll assume that this 64,308 is correct, because we did have these calculations before. Okay, let's go and check the other expenses. The only other expense is number 13, but we can't put this one because it's an interest. Now we must add all the expenses together. Okay, this 68277 was only for okay, is the total correct? The total amount 62, I'm just trying to buy 68227.15 plus furniture is 16%. Let's see. 430, 20.5 minus 8, 819, 8 times 16%. Okay, yes, I think you're correct. So if you say 57808 plus 68277.15. So the amount is 126 all in all. 126,085, if I'm not mistaken. So meaning this amount is wrong, this one. Is this correct? I'm confused now. Okay, thank you. Did you get 126,085 like me, like the total for everything together? The disadvantage of not having figures in advance, and then yeah, 68277.15 plus. Oh yes, I understand. I think it's just this thing system is failing us for now, but bear with me for now. We will definitely do that, and then plus 57808.20. That's what we need to do. And here we got 126,085.35 is what I found. Thank you very much for that. Yes. Um, Now let's add all the expenses so that we can find the total. I'll try to add this side, all the expenses together. 35740.7 plus 12554.71 plus 30996.31 plus 5490.9 plus 9718.89 plus 22715.43 plus 9061.81 plus 79014.05 plus 245717.78 plus 51999.74 plus 42993.75 plus 126,085.35. 085.35. It's 672,089.49. I'm gonna use this one. Please verify, but I think because of time, let's just use this amount, guys. Yes, thank you very much for that. And I'm gonna put it in line with the operating expenses. Remember, guys, the intention is to show you how does it look like. So even if the figures are not correct for now, guys, bear with me for now. Because yeah, we're just doing this live. So it's not like we've got the solution in advance. So let's just go through this one. So please let's put this in brackets so that we cannot make mistake of not deducting. So now we take gross income, we less operating expenses. Let's see how much we get. Less 1178556.45. I get 50506.96. This will be called profit before finance costs. Thank you very much. So I'm going to go to the next slide, but I'm going to copy this again. I'm just going to say, okay, this is the amount. So I'm going to go to the next slide, guys, before, and then because it's going to disappear. So I'm going to call that before finance cost. Guys, finance cost is the same as the interest expense. They just call it finance cost. You don't be confused. So you can also call it interest or interest expense. It's up to you guys. You can call it that. I'm going to put the amount here. Just change the color so that you can be able to follow that amount here, which is, I'm going to copy this amount here. 506,466.96. That's the amount that we have. And then now, because we said profit before finance cost, we are going to say now less finance cost, or what? Okay, let me just call it finance costs, or you can call it interest expense. Yes. You can call it finance. Yes, thank you very much. Now is then that we are gonna go and find this amount for interest. Remember the interest that we did not touch and we said it is not operating expense. So if you go to the list of balances, we need to go and check any interest expense. Now, if you can check, we've got the interest on creditors account. That is one of the interests. Okay. From the balance, we've got the interest on that. How much is the amount? Let's check. The interest on creditors account, which is 79, we must say 79. 61 7961.81. And then if we go and check additional information, we don't have any other interest on creditors account, but we do have the interest on mortgage loan. Can you see there? 13. So you and I did calculate this interest before. If I remember very well, we did calculate the interest. How much was it? Or we can calculate now, because they said provide for the interest is at 12% per annum. Yes, the interest that we calculated was 48309. Thank you very much for that. Please, for more information, just consult the previous discussions. We did have these calculations before. So that was accrued. That's why we're adding it here. So when we add them together, how much is the interest? Okay, let's see. The messages are being delayed here, but no problem. 79. Okay. Thank you very much for that, Leah. And then I'm gonna put 56270.81. Okay. Please, let's just put this in brackets just for control, because we can end up making mistake. We must deduct this. And when we deduct, guys, we are gonna get total comprehensive income for the year or profit for the year. Let me put this here. This will be the total comprehensive income or net profit for the year. So we just have to say the profit before interest less interest. So you just have to say 506 466.96 less this one. How much do you get? Thank you very much for that. I much appreciated. 450.19. Any questions so far? Yes, can you see? I think when we started with the statement, I think we should have started with the statement. Remember when we did the statement of changes in equity, we said let's estimate the profit for the year. So now the profit that we're supposed to use was supposed to be what? This amount of 450,196. So if you can go back to the statement of changes, wherever you see that, I think I estimated 800,000 rand because I did not have the profit yet. Maybe I should have started with the statement of profit and loss before I came to the statement of changes. But please go back to the statement of changes in equity. Instead of 800,000, just put 450, it will change. But yes, we can still do that. It's not we can still go back and do that. It's okay. But any question about this? Is everyone okay? Can we call it a day, or maybe because I'm worried that if I can start something else? Thank you very much for your time, guys. I think we tried our best. Even those who did not manage to join us, guys, I think you can join us next time. Yes, yes, sorry, man. I've been very busy. Tomorrow. I promise I'm gonna load 3 eyes tasks with different dates. Is it okay? No problem. Yes, tomorrow I'm gonna give you three because I don't want us to be behind because I want us to make sure that we do that. So please, thank you very much for the for this meeting, guys. I very much appreciate it, Leon, and then I appreciate that. I think we did well. Even the other people, I think in future, please join us because we need this session. Good night. We'll meet again. Thanks. Enjoy. Thanks.